I see your demons, I'm telling them it's on sight. I'm just playing, I don't fight, I do pray. I only go the way of Mr. Yahweh.
So today, this is going to be a little bit of a unique episode, probably a little bit shorter of an episode, but it's going to be an actionable episode. And if you're driving right now and you're listening to this, or maybe you're at the gym, you're listening to this, or laying in bed and watching this on YouTube, I want to give you 5 pillars, 5 things that are going to help you really find some harmony and solitude and solace in your life when it comes to being a business leader. I know that when we talk about being leaders and owners and operators within our company, that we always talk about, the ethics of work and how much effort and sacrifice and grind that it takes to be successful. And although hard work cannot ever be underestimated, and it is a key to success, I also think there's a narrative out there that puts a misleading light on the ethics of work. And the reason I say the ethics of work is because work ethic needs to be broken down into not just work, but also ethic. It's not just the action of continuously doing work. It's how are we going about that work? How are we actually approaching that work? How does that impact us? How do we show up for that work? Right? So we have to ask ourselves, are we in harmony? Are we uh, in solace? Are we certain with who we are and how we go about our business and how we go about approaching our work, which makes up the ethics of work?
What's up, Profitable Cleaner listeners? Quick question for you. Are you using 5 to 7 different platforms just to manage the everyday operations of your commercial cleaning company? If so, let us help you consolidate that into one platform. Introducing you, USource. Go to usource.com, book your free demo today, and actually get started on your trial for 60 days. No charge for 60 days, all from time and attendance to reporting, vendor management, operations, sales. It's time you stop using 5 to 7 platforms and consolidate into one. So listeners, don't forget, go to usource.com and start your account today.
So the first pillar being you have to be where your feet are. And it's such a simple concept and such a simple principle, but it's something I've personally struggled with throughout the years. And I believe, honestly, I think it's like epidemic right now in our society is we don't know how to be present. We don't know how to be where our feet are. We are living in a world of constant distraction, information overload. Every other time we look at we look at our phone, we have a split conversation because we're halfway listening to the person in front of us that we're quote unquote supposed to be present with, while halfway reading an email that we just received, and we're never actually where our feet are. We all know the importance of being present. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm going to go into the practice of being present. And there is a huge difference than understanding the importance of being present than actually implementing the practice of being present. It's just like we know the importance of health and working out, but do we actually do the action of practicing health and actually working out, right? So how do we actually practice being where our feet are? One, it's literally kill distractions like our life depends on it. Whether that's you with your family, put your damn phone away. Literally put it away. Um, Two, if you're at work, stay on D&D. Do not disturb. People should not be able to get a hold of you at will. That's okay. You can call them back. And D&D is for you to do not disturb, for you to focus in on what you need to focus in on. Three, you got to learn self-discipline. It's the hardest freaking trait to learn, at least for me personally, but self-discipline. And then we want to talk about sacrifice. True sacrifice is going through with the small commitments you say you're going to do. And that's where true self discipline going forward with staying on D&D mode throughout your workday, calling people back, putting your freaking phone away when you're at home with your family. That's practicing the art of presence. And then the last piece there is learn how to listen. We all have to relearn how to listen. I promise you guys, it's an art that I personally fail at. We all fail at every single day. It's okay to let someone talk without you gathering a thought in terms of a response. Learn to listen. You practice those things, I promise you, you're going to be where your feet are. And if you just remember that first pillar, I got to be present. I got to crush distractions like my life depends on it. Watch your work ethic change because your focus moves on. The second thing, one of my favorite quotes of all time, told to me by my father: what good is a man's yes if he can't say no? We have to learn to say no. What's up, my profitable leaders? I know you're listening to this show because you want to stay informed and on top of your game. And I want to bring you something that is often overlooked, and that's how we mitigate risk and actually protect our business, whether that's with misclassification of our employees, contract litigation, immigration law, because we have people that work for us that are from other countries that maybe or maybe aren't misclassified. That's why we partnered with Campos Law. Campos Law is a humanized law firm, as I would put them. They are more than just expert attorneys. They're people looking to help people and business owners just like you. So when it comes to your contract setup, when it comes to your classification of your employees, when it comes to just protecting your business as a true asset, which it is why you should be talking with Campos Law. So for more information, click the link in these show notes and get a partner like Campos Law on your side. Oftentimes, and I think a lot of business owners and just entrepreneurs struggle with the shiny object syndrome. And shiny objects don't always have to be a new business or a new investment or anything like that. Shiny objects could just be a new idea or a new endeavor or opportunity within your current business that we should not be chasing. But saying yes to everything is killing your energy. It's draining your time. It's confusing your team, and it's killing your resources. So you have to remember, what good is a man's yes? What good is a person's yes if they cannot say no? The point that you learn to say no more, the more your credibility of the word yes becomes. So you have to learn to say no. Maybe that's no to new initiatives in your business. Maybe that's no to things that your employees want. Maybe that's no to relationships in your life. Maybe that's no to fuck no, I'm not calling that person back. Maybe it's no, I'm not doing this anymore. You have to learn to say no. And typically, it's not saying no to the big things, it's saying no to the small things. And you start saying no to the small things, that leads to principle one. You're going to start feeling a little bit more present and a little bit more real and a little bit more self-discipline and focus with yourself. Okay. Number three, learn how to leverage your network for mentorship. I promise you, this is going to bring you a sense of solace. And I'm not talking about people that can bring you more business strategies or investment opportunities or funding or anything like that. I'm talking about true mentorship, fellowship. If you're a man listening to this, I believe men's fellowship is critical for your mental health and success. If you're a woman listening to this, I believe it's critical that you have a woman's group to rely on and be a part of. And if you're a couple listening to this, I believe it's critical you have a church or a family or a unit of fellowship to be a part of to actually grow within. I've always talked about the importance of a mentor, but I was a fraud. I was an absolute fraud. I was part of virtual masterminds. I was part of these different entrepreneur groups, and it was all for status. It wasn't until I actually became business partners with people that truly had what I wanted, not just monetarily in terms of money, but in terms of principled behavior, in terms of actual beliefs, in terms of relationships with their team at work and relationships with their family that I realized what true mentorship was. I'm blessed. I am absolutely blessed because the last few years I've actually had real mentors and they give without expecting anything in return. All right, I know you guys are wondering, how can we keep our cleaning crews engaged and informed and it doesn't have to feel like a struggle? With Team Engine, you can now automate messages, update teams in real time, and bridge language gaps with their built-in AI-powered translations. Whether it's scheduling, last-minute changes, or sharing critical updates, Team Engine keeps your workforce connected and productive. Say goodbye to miscommunication and hello to smoother operations. Visit teamengine.io to get started today. And I get to see and I have access to areas of their life that I see that I now want. I see that my mentors have not just a business and money that I sometime or someday will have and desire to have right now, but they still go home at 4 p.m. every day. Man, that's what I want to do. They don't work the weekends. Man, that's what I want to do. They have a relationship with their wife and kids. That's what I want. Right. So, this compromise of it's either this or that, success or family, business or balance is absolute bullshit. At least that's a limiting belief I've now uncovered over this last year through mentorship. So if you're listening to this, find mentorship and find it fast. Number 4, you got to stay physically active to be mentally active. I'm not here to give you a workout plan. I'm not perfect, but I promise you, every single week, I'm getting after it physically. Tony Robbins says it best. You want to change your mental state, change your physical state. Get outside, go for a walk. Go ahead, get your heart rate up, get your blood flowing, get your breath up, get your oxygen going. If you want to change your mental state, you have to start with your physical state first. And over the last year, I've gotten the healthiest I've ever been. And I can tell you, it's probably the not ironic that I've also had the most business challenges in my life that years ago would have freaking broken me. Maybe it would have led to a divorce. Maybe it would have led to a freaking heart attack. I don't know. But this year, I've not only been the healthiest, I've been the happiest, and I've also had the biggest challenges. So I'm more resilient. And I can promise you it's because my mental state is elevated and led by my physical state. So the fact that my mental state has been so good through adversity, I can now attribute that to one, God, of course, but two, my physical capability of just getting out of the bed and getting up and getting after it, right? As my good friend Neil the Banana Peel says, he goes, you got to shit and get. You got to get up and get after it. And that could be just going for a walk. That could be lifting weights. That could be doing yoga. That could just be stretching. Do something. Change if you want to change your mental state, start with your physical state. Last but not least, what's up, my profitable cleaners? Listen, you guys know that running a cleaning business isn't just about cleaning. It's about growth, trust, building a legacy, and making true impact. That's where Swept comes in. With Swept, it's simple, powerful. It's an app that you can track your cleaner attendance with geofence clock-ins, streamlined processes, team communication, and save hours on payroll. It's the ultimate tool designed specifically for janitorial businesses just like yours. Take control, save time, focus on what matters most, growing your business and spending time with your family. Swept. Clean better, grow faster. If you guys are interested in Swept, click the link below in the show notes and partner with one of the best in the industry. This is the most important one. And these are really in no order, but all should fall under this one first. You have to find a belief higher than yourself. I'm not here to tell you what or who or how to believe. That's not my job. But my duty is to tell you that I know that we're led by a belief and a power greater than us. Years ago, when I heard this concept, it was easy for me to buy into because it wasn't the word God. It wasn't the word Jesus. It wasn't the Bible. It wasn't a church. It wasn't blah, blah, blah. Because I had negative connotations about that, right? Now, fast forward, and I have bought into the concept there is something greater than myself and bigger than myself out there. I've been able to expand my connection with the spiritual world to where I now do say the words God. I seek guidance from the Bible, community within fellowship and church, so on and so forth, right? So what I'm saying is you have to be doing what you're doing for more than just you. There has to be a belief in a greater power than yourself. Start with the sky, start with the earth, start with the universe, or get back to freaking God. But if you're in it for you, you will be miserable with you. I promise that. We were put on this earth not for ourselves. We were put on this earth to be useful, and not useful for us, useful to others. And if we take that concept, that's a power greater than you. So if all else fails, find a reason, a belief, and a power greater than you to find out why you're doing what you're doing. That's actually where we should have started, but that's where we're actually going to end. So the 5 pillars: be where your feet are, be present. Number 2, what good is a person's yes if they can't say no? Number 3, crush distractions like your life depends on it. Be present, self-discipline, and be focused. Number 4, you want to change your mental state, change your physical state first. And number 5, last but not least, the beast of them all, find a power greater than yourself to do what you do. Profitable leaders, I can't thank you enough. If you're listening to this episode, you found value, you found something in it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All the love truly helps us out. This is the first year that we're bringing true, real, high valued partners to you. Click the links below of the partners in our show notes. But more than anything, get part of this community, because every time we're on camera with you or we're in front of you, it's no bullshit serving. What I mean by that is we try to give all we have in terms of value, information, education, whether it's from us or our guest on this show, because we respect and honor the leaders that listen to the show. So thank you very much. Till next time, go out there, lead, and let live. Thank you.
I do pray. I only go the way of Mr. Yahweh.